The will he or won't he saga continues. Elon Musk, showing he already owns Twitter, has everyone in a tizzy over every single tweet he does. Musk is like a living embodiment of a Twitter feed, a rapid-fire mix of jokes, arguments, and ideas, and we're here for it. Last night, Musk raised the prospect of launching a tender offer to acquire Twitter in a cryptic tweet following his $43 billion offer last week to acquire the social media platform. Musk tweeted a blank space followed by the words, "is the night." And speculation quickly grew that the message was a veiled reference, well, not so veiled, to the F. Scott Fitzgerald novel, Tender is the Night. Get it? Tender offer, and implied the world's richest man planned to approach Twitter shareholders directly to buy their stock. That tweet is his second in less than 2 weeks to suggest the possibility of pending a tender offer for Twitter. Over the weekend, he tweeted, "Love me tender," the title of an Elvis Presley song, of course. Other potential references, the Rod Stewart song, Tonight's the Night, Gonna Be All Right, perhaps signaling an offer is coming soon. The tweet's date is April 20th, is the unofficial annual Cannabis Day, also known by some on Twitter as Elon Musk Day, another hint that perhaps Musk has something planned, maybe for today or soon. The potential takeover is playing out like a corporate world drama, but however this plays out, Elon Musk is a hero of sorts. Whether or not he ends up buying Twitter, whatever the outcome, Twitter is going to have to change. Twitter is sitting around today thinking it has a Musk problem, but actually Twitter has a Twitter problem. One we've highlighted over and over again right here, and that is this. The left wants desperately to control what you consume, and Twitter is an important part of that vehicle, all under the guise of come here and say whatever you want, but they actually don't believe that. They certainly don't follow those rules unless it's exactly what they want to be put out there into the world. None of that is clearer than the decision to permanently ban then President Donald Trump from the platform, while keeping global dictators, tyrants, and war criminals still on the platform. Kudos to Musk for finally bringing the debate over Twitter to the forefront. Twitter has a Twitter problem. The real sore point is the issue of content moderation. Some say it's too restrictive, others say it's too lax. Both sides say it's ruining Twitter. The COVID pandemic and the subsequent wars and censorship, the Russia collusion hoax spread far and wide over the platform, and the restriction of the Hunter Biden laptop story. And that last one is a major stain on Twitter. The unprecedented experiment in news suppression by the U.S. media and Twitter and Facebook and by the intelligence establishment to protect Joe Biden in 2020, without a doubt, all examples, shining examples. In his free speech campaign against Twitter, Musk didn't mention it, but millions of Americans were thinking of it. The national media's belated interest in the Hunter Biden laptop story that Twitter, Facebook, and mainstream media previously suppressed, and it's very clear. The left and their media cohorts will do just about anything to do away with the voices they don't like. This week, the Washington Post unmasked the identity behind Libs of TikTok, a Twitter account that exposes grooming of young kids by teachers and the radical leftist agenda plaguing our country's schools. And for that, last week, Twitter punished the account, slapping it with a 12-hour suspension for what they called hateful conduct. Interesting, right? Twitter complained that Libs of TikTok had somehow violated the company's rules and deserved to be put in Twitter jail for the remainder of the day. Now, here's what Twitter wrote to justify its censorship of Libs of TikTok. You may not promote violence against, threaten, or harass other people on the basis of race, ethnicity, national origin, sexual orientation, gender identity, religious affiliation, age, disability, or serious disease. So Twitter deemed it illegal to amplify what gender-bending, Trump-hating, racist groomer leftists have already revealed about themselves online, and they just can't handle it. The Bezos Washington Post, by the way, put more effort into doxing a woman running a popular Twitter account that exposes leftist radicalism than they did investigating Hillary's emails or the authenticity of the Steele dossier or Hunter Biden's laptop. Well, look through Twitter now, and you can sense it. The leftist voices are expecting Donald Trump to run again. It's impossible not to feel a gathering of an urgency to keep Trump away from the White House, and the prospect of a Musk takeover and a return to Twitter for Trump, well, they're terrified of that. Controlling Twitter's content policy was crucial in deciding the last two presidential races. After all, Donald Trump, distrusting of the mainstream media, and rightfully so, took to Twitter instead and effectively used it to grow the MAGA movement. And he did so successfully, taking the White House in 2016. And that's a large part of what this is all about. That's the turning point for the left. They saw the power of Twitter and decided to bend the rules in their direction. They removed Donald Trump in a split second as soon as they found an excuse, a flimsy excuse, by the way, to do so. It's why the left had the Hunter Biden story shoved under the rug, banished from Twitter from the start. You see, they can't use it to suppress voices they don't like. Twitter is the antithesis of free speech, the opposite of a free speech society, a beta test for authoritarianism or even algorithmism, where you can speak your mind, but only the correct opinions are allowed. And the wrong ones, they're shuffled out the door, banned. They say there can't be a total freedom of speech because misinformation is bad, but who decides what misinformation is or is not? Twitter's moderators do. The same Twitter moderators who censored the story about Hunter Biden's laptop. The same Twitter moderators who actively pushed the Russian collusion hoax. Well, now Elon Musk, potential takeover is a moment of existential reckoning for Twitter. And it's absolutely terrifying to the left that they could lose control of Twitter and lose control of America's information forum. Musk's proposal for a laissez-faire content policy at Twitter, he says any tweets that aren't strictly illegal will be permitted on the platform. Well, that's been greeted with outright fear by the left. No matter how this plays out, Elon Musk's takeover bid is like a light switch moment right now. Musk has turned on the light in the kitchen, sending the left scurrying like cockroaches. And for that, Mr. Musk, we salute you. Happy 420, my friend.